Hi students, my name is Satyam, lecturer in Computer Science and Applications, Government Degree College for Women's, Jagityal. Today's topic is Financial EDI. So in e-commerce chapter, that means in e-commerce paper, Unit 4, next topic, that is Financial EDI. So generally this is asked in the examination like define financial EDI, explain the types of financial EDI. So already we discussed before class, that is what is EDI, electronic data interchange. Okay, then what are the benefits of EDI, the differences between EDI and e-commerce. Okay, so and the flow of control in the business organization using EDI, all these topics completed before class. Now next topic is in this continuation. So what are the financial EDI and explain the types of financial EDI. So financial EDI means it involves sending and receiving of payments between payer and payee, and banks. Every task of business is done automatically, like issuing, collecting payments and checks, mailings, etc, etc. All these types of transactions are going on with the help of this EDI application. So that EDI application is called as financial EDI. So the financial EDI is majorly do the transactions between payer and payee. Okay, so and banks. Okay, so between a payer, a payee and their banking organizations, the EDI will do the key role. Okay, that EDI is called as financial EDI. Now when the EDI is involved in the business organization, okay, in the online business organization, so through the EDI application, okay, so every transaction is done, every transaction is going on between payer and the payee. Okay, so these types of transactions through the EDI application, okay, is called as, this type of EDIs are called as, okay, so financial EDIs. Okay, now I will explain types of financial EDIs. An automated debit or credit of accounts can be scheduled on a specific day by using EDIs. Okay, so that EDIs is also main work in the business organization. So one more financial EDI work is an automated debit, an automated scheduled, that means the scheduled debit or scheduled credit. Okay, the scheduled debit or the scheduled credit means an automated debit or credit of account can be scheduled on a specific day by using EDI application in the business organization or in the e-commerce business. Okay, this is also main work of financial EDI. So the mainly the financial EDIs are classified into three types. Number one, banks, checks. Okay, number two, interbank electronic fund transfer, EFT. Okay, number three, automated clearing houses, ACH. Okay, so the EDIs are majorly, okay, classified into three types. Number one, so bank checks. Number 2, interbank electronic fund transfers. Interbank electronic fund transfers, that is shortcutly EFTs. Then automated clearing house, ACH. Okay, so these are all involved in the EDI types. Now first one is bank checks. These are the instruments for debit transfer where a payee collect amount from payer. If amount is available within the account, then it is moved, otherwise reversed, that means cancelled. Okay, mostly it is used due to the following reasons. That reasons are readily and spot acceptable from payment, okay, form of payment. Then benefit of interest to the business due to check collection delay. Okay, so using the checks, okay, so which are given by the banking organizations, the payer and the payee, okay, do the transactions with the help of that checks. Okay, this is the one type of EDIs. So the readily and spot acceptable from acceptable form of payment. Okay, so simply write the check, and it may be digital check or it may be manual check. Simply the payer will write the check and given to the payee. Okay, so it is used to okay, spot acceptable payment method. Okay, so that's why this bank checks are the bank checks may be an electronic format, electrical bank checks, okay, or it may be manual format. Using this check, the payers and payee transactions are going on with the in the EDI environment, in the EDI application. So the EDI second application is interbank electronic fund transfers, EFTs. So with the help of EFTs, the amounts are settled from one bank to another bank, interbank electronic fund transfers. Okay, so it is a credit transfer directly from payer to payee, from payer to payee bank, payer to payee bank. They are instant form of payment to pay the suppliers for goods and services. Okay, so with the help of EFT, okay, electronic funds transfer mechanism, directly the payer will pay the amounts to the payee. Okay, so through the bank to the another bank. Okay, so instead of, why the payer will pay the amount to the payee? Why? Because they are instant of form of payment to pay the suppliers for goods and services. Okay, so the payer will get the services or goods from the payee organization. So simply the payer will give the money to the payee, so in the form of with the help of electronic fund transfers, which is available in the banking organization. Example, Fedwire and CHIPS are the EFT mechanisms used in United States of America. Okay, so first the EFT applications are introduced in the US banks. Okay, so that is Fedwire, and then CHIPS are the EFTs mechanisms used in the US. Okay, but presently so many types of EFTs are available in the market. Next, third one is automated clearing house, ACH, used to make a small amount of payments in dollars in 1 or 2 working days. Okay, it provides the following services: pre-authorized credits, okay, payroll deposits, this is called as pre-authorized debits, bill payments, okay, so customer interested payments, okay, all these types of services comes under to the automated clearing house ACH. So using the ACH, okay, so pre-authorized credits, pre-authorized debits, okay, are happened with the help of ACH, that means automated clearing house. So and the customer initiated to pay a particular time also, okay, so through this ACH application, okay, so like that the financial EDIs, electronic data interchange, okay, so with the help of the financial EDIs, the amounts are transferred from the payee to the payer, okay, payee to the payer with immediate effect. The next, some more applications are available in the business organization, but the EDI is the most important applications which are used in the business organizations, okay. So now I will explain somewhat as a deep explanation about ACH, that is automated clearing house, okay. So generally it is asked in the examination separately in the form of short question, explain automated clearing house ACH. So the ACH is the one of the financial EDI. So the financial EDIs are classified into three types. Among that three, so this is the one of the EDI. So that is explained. For that purpose, it is asked in the examination, explain automated clearing house ACH. Okay. Now, it is used to make small amount of payments in dollars. Okay. In 1 or 2 working days, okay, so in 1 or 2 working days the amount is transferred from payer to the payee, okay, with in the small amount, okay, not large amount, some lakhs or some millions and trillions kakunda. So the small amount of amount is transferred from the payer to payee in 1 or 2 or 2 or 3 working days. Then the electronic the automated clearing houses are used in the business organization, okay. So the ACH three main services are already I explained. Pre-authorized credits, okay, so this is called as payroll deposits, okay. Number 2, pre-authorized debits, this is called as bill payments. Then consumer initiated payments, okay. So the ACH provides above services to the banks which cannot be provided to the customers, okay. The following are the some examples of ACH transfers, okay. So with the help of ACH, okay, so the above the services, okay, pre-authorized credits, pre-authorized debits and customer initiated payments are happened in the banking organization, okay. So some examples. Number 1, bank wire, okay. So the bank wire is the one type of okay financial ACH, okay. So it supports interbank money transfer, and also provides information on loans and accounts balance, okay. So bank wire ACH supports only interbank, okay. That means different types of banks are available in the market, okay. So from one type of bank to the another type of bank, the amounts are transferred with the help of bank wire ACH. That's why it supports interbank money transfers and also provides information on loans and account balances, okay. So all these types of services are given with the bank wire ACH. Now second wire, Fed wire. So the Federal Reserve Board System, FedWire. The Federal Reserve Board System is the biggest ACH money transfer system in America. Okay, mostly domestic. That means local transactions are made through FedWire application. Okay, this is the second type. Okay, so many types of ACH financial ACHs are available in the market. So the most famous ACH is FedWire ACH, so which is commonly used in the United States of America. Okay, so with the help of FedWire, so many software engineers are working for this FedWire ACH applications. Okay, so why? Because most of the people in US are using this FedWire application only, ACH application. Okay, the Federal Reserve Board system is the biggest ACH money transfer system in America, mostly domestic. That means local, not in the bank to bank. So local transactions, ante the customer can pay the amount in anywhere, in any shop, okay, so or in any online business organization with the help of okay, FedWire. Then third one is CHIPS. It stands for Clearing House for Interbank Payment System. So this is also CHIPS application is also used for clearing house for interbank payment system. It processes all international dollar transfers from New York. Okay, this is the one more type of ACH which is available, which is do the transactions with the New York City. So which is the most famous city of America. So that is called as CHIPS. Okay, the clearing house for interbank payment systems. Okay, that means in the so many private banks and government banks are available. Okay, with the help of the government banks and private banks, the money is transferred from one bank to the another bank. The payments and payment transfers are held from one bank to another bank with the help of CHIPS ACH. Okay, so then SWIFT. Okay, one more is SWIFT. It stands for Society for Worldwide Interbanking Financial Telecommunication. Okay, so the SWIFT is mainly not only used in America, but also it is used in the worldwide money transfers between different business organizations. The ACH is used, that ACH is called as SWIFT. So the worldwide money transfer ACHs are present day, so many is available, but the SWIFT is the old and famous ACH available to transfer the money from over the world. So the commonly the SWIFT is called for Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications. So telecommunications, it provides standards of EDI format for funds transfer and administrative messages, as well as the SWIFT transfer the not only the money from one organization to another organization, but also it transfer the administrative messages since 1997. Okay, so the ACH transfers are made in the following ways. Okay, so these are the different ACHs are available in the market present as Bankwire and FedWire and CHIPS and SWIFT and all these types of ACH. These ACHs are belongs to EDI applications. So that EDI application is called as financial EDI. Okay, so this ACH is the one of the financial EDI concept. Okay, so with the help of credit transfer, with the help of debit transfer, the amount is transferred from one place to another place with the help of ACH. So what is the main use of credit transfer and what is the main use of debit transfer? So now we will see. Now the credit transfer, so it transfers the funds directly. It transfer the funds directly from payers to payee. Okay, account heavily. The Reserve Bank of the Reserve Bank of the particular countries, okay, may cancel the payments if the bank does not enough funds. Okay, so mainly the transfers, the credit transfers are done with the help of payers to payee. So with the help of through the Reserve Bank, okay, of particular countries, if that countries have the sufficient deposited amounts in that reserve banks, so then what will happen? So the transactions may be cancelled by the concerned countries reserve banks. So then debit transfer, okay, in this the payee's bank begins the transfer and receives fund instantly from the payer. Okay, in this debit transfer, generally the payee's bank begins the transfer. Payee's bank begins the transfer from funds instantly from the payer. Okay, so if the balance is available only, then amounts will be transferred from one location to the another location. So like that, the financial EDIs are very useful in the financial sector, in the online business sector, or in the business organization sectors. Okay, then while the EDIs are used, okay, any problems are occurred? Okay, yes, absolutely, some problems are occurred. Why? Because the EDIs, some types of EDIs are working in the worldwide. In the worldwide, so many countries are there, so many business organizations are there, okay, so many banks are there. So to transfer the money from different countries to the different countries, or a different business organization to the different business organizations, okay, so with the help of this EDI applications, okay, that's why because the amounts are transferred not only between the country, okay, in internal the country, so it will transfer the money from one country to the another country. So each country have its own rules and regulations in the financial sector. That's why some legal, security and privacy issues are raised. Okay, so what are the legal, security and privacy issues in EDI? Okay, so applications, the EDI applications are used in the worldwide. Okay, so now we will see. In EDI, there is a possibility of legal and security issues as the deals are made between countries and corporations. Legal issues are helpful while designing the EDI application to implement security measures. Okay, so powerful and advanced security techniques should be implemented in EDI for security reasons. Okay, the following points explain about the legal and security and privacy issues in the EDI. So while the amount is transferred, while the financial transactions or messages transactions, financial message transactions will transferred from different organizations in the different organizations, okay, the organizations which are available in the different countries, so that's why some legal issues are happened, and some security issues also erased. Okay, so while the EDIs are using, so first one is legal status of EDI messages. So there are three models of communication types. Okay, so these communication types are used in the legal framework. Okay, number one, instantaneous communication. Okay, number two, delayed communications via the US Postal Service. Okay, number three, delayed communication via non-USPS couriers. Okay, like that, the legal frameworks, okay, may be happened. Okay, so with the help of instantaneous communications, okay, then some delay communications are occurred via US Postal Services, and so some delayed communications are happened, some non USPS courier services also. Okay, so these are the majorly occurs the erases the legal issues. Okay, why? Because if the delays happened, then the customer will go to the legal issue point of view to the court, or to raise the legal issues to the particular business organization. Okay, so that's why this will be happened for not only these three reasons, but also so many reasons the legal status of legal issues are occurred while the EDIs are used in the business organizations. Number one, instantaneous. If the parties are face to face or use instantaneous communication medium such as the telephone, with the help of telephone, okay, to resolve the parties will contact between one company to the another company with the help of telephone system. Okay, so then instantly the problems are solved. Then delayed. The mailbox rule provides that an acceptance communicated via USPS mails is effectively communicated when dispatched. Okay, the rule is there where through the mailbox rules, if any communication is accepted by USPS, okay, then the communication is as quick as it is delivered, okay. Then next, delayed non USPS. So acceptance transmitted via telegram, mailgram, okay, electronic messages are communicated and operatable upon recipient or couriers. Okay, with the help of non USPSs, so then what will happen? The information or the communication or the money is transferred, okay, with the help of these type of courier services. Okay, so then second one is the first one is legal issues and legal status of EDI messages. Number two is digital signatures and EDIs. So in the digital signatures might be time stamped or digitally notarized to establish date and times. Okay, why? Because while a digital signature is held on that through the EDI applications, so it might be time stamped. Okay, so the date and the time automatically, so it will issue the digital signature. Okay, date and the time. Okay, so if digitally not authorized to establish date and time. Okay, so for example, without using digital signature, okay, so the date and time may or may not be appeared on the particular transaction. If digital signatures are to replace handwritten signatures, they must have the same legal status as handwritten signatures also. So the digital signature have the same importance of handwritten signatures. What are the legal issues are implemented to the handwritten signatures? Okay, that total rules and regulations are embedded or followed while the digital signatures are used in the EDI environment. Then that means the digital signature of a particular person is same as handwritten signature. The value of handwritten signature is equal to the digital signature of the particular customer or particular person. Okay, so that is the importance of digital signatures in the EDI. Okay, so the business organizations are taken same value to the hand written signatures. Okay, so as well as digital signatures also. Okay, that means the digital signatures are equal importance to the handwritten signatures. Then it provides a means for a third party to verify that not authorized object is authentic. Okay, so the third party, for example, if you open a document in the PDF, in the PDF, the PDF is treated as a third party. The PDF software will verifies the signature panel, verify the signature panel. So then it will gives the a green color tick. Okay, it will gives a green color tick. Okay, so with that tick, that means this document is a document, or that communication is authorized communication. That's why with the help of third party verification, the digital signatures are always verified and treated as it is a authentic signature. It is a authentic signature. Okay, like that, so many types of EDI applications. Okay, the business communication and the financial communication is going on with the help of the EDIs. Okay, so that's why while the EDIs are using, then some legal and security and privacy issues are held, that are solved in the proper manner. That's why these EDIs are used commonly in the business organizations. Okay, or in the financial organizations throughout the worldwide. Okay.